Welcome to the Generation Elevation podcast, a conscious, connected platform for those who are ready to manifest their dream life. I'm your host, Elise Riley, a former PT, now motivational speaker, igniting empowerment and transformation all across the globe. Here at Generation Elevation, we are committed to bringing you the most inspiring guests who will share their stories, wisdom, and advice to help you progress closer to living a life of your own terms.
Welcome back to another episode of Generation Elevation. Now today, I'm going to be talking about the term manifesting. Now, I am sure if you are a long-term listener, you would have heard me talk about this before, but I'm putting a spin on it today. I'm talking about why your manifestations aren't manifesting. Yeah, that's right. Maybe you've been listening to some of my episodes and you're really trying to manifest these goals into fruition. Maybe it's that dream relationship. Maybe it is that confidence, that dream body. Maybe it's that dream career, the dream cash in the bank. And it's just not happening. It's just not happening. And no matter how much you meditate and how much you dream it, believe it, to see it, it's just not being seen and it's not happening right now. So if this is you, if you're resonating, you're like, oh my gosh, you're speaking to me, Elise, just give me the content, give me the hacks. What am I doing wrong? Then listen up, because this episode is entirely dedicated to you. I have been there. Now, if you're new here, welcome to my show. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here. Please make sure, if you do enjoy this episode, to subscribe to Spotify or iTunes or wherever you're listening from. And if you really, really enjoy it and you're also a long-time listener, either one, make sure you screenshot this episode and share it to your Instagram stories, because the more people that get to access this show, the bigger we can create this community. And for me, my vision is to have the biggest podcast in the world and also have this personal development platform that is number one for your go-to for anything you want to learn about manifestation and elevating your life, whether it be mind, body, soul. This is where it's at, guys. So please share it on your story, because like I said, the bigger this community grows, the more that we can connect and find our soul tribes and soul fam. And when I do these events as well, my elevation events, we can all come to collab. We can all come together and collab, and it's going to be amazing. So like I said, please share. That would be amazing. I really appreciate you all. So to talk about why your manifestations aren't manifesting, I think it would be really relevant to speak on what manifestation is specifically. So before I do go into it, I must say I do have an entire course on my Generation Elevation website called Manifestation Mastery. So if you want to master manifestation, you want to get a little bit more in depth into this work and become really consciously competent at this, I highly recommend going and checking that out on my website. The link will be in my bio and also in the show notes. Where am I? I'm forgetting we're doing a podcast right now. And also, if you're not ready to jump into a course yet and you still want to learn a little bit more, I do have many episodes on manifestation throughout this show. So just have a scroll and you'll find them for sure. So manifestation, what does that mean? Manu is the etymology of that word literally means hand. And so the way I explain it to clients is to have something manifest is to have something you can physically hold in your hands. Okay. It is the end result, that thought that turns into a feeling, that turns into an action, that turns into the manifested result of that, okay? So it's that end point. And if you've also been listening to my show, you would know that the end point is never the end point. Whenever we're at the end point, that manifested journey or thing that we wanted, Usually it's actually just a key piece in the puzzle, the greater puzzle. And it's actually just this cycle of evolution that we go on. Our desires are our destiny. That is what is calling us forward, because not just the thing itself, but actually just the soul evolution, the expansion that we get to experience along the way towards achieving that thing or manifesting that thing. So usually when we're talking about how to manifest, it's that which is like itself is drawn unto itself. That is the law of attraction. And I have explained this in a previous episode, so I'm not going to go into full depth there. But why do we need to know how to become like consciously aware of how to manifest? Because we are all manifesting beings. Like, we live in an energetic universe. So every single one of us is manifesting every single second. It's just whether you're aware of it or not. That is what I'm trying to bring into light to people, because what you focus on expands. Now, this is really great if you're a positive being and you're always focusing on the optimistic side of things. But if you're focusing on things that you do not want or you do not like, that will expand. Like, we are all magnets. And if you are thinking about that thing that you don't want to think about, that is going to expand, and you're going to draw that experience, that thing to you, you're going to manifest crap and shit into your life, okay? We don't want that. So it's really important you become consciously aware of how to manifest your desires, how to consciously become competent, because most people go through their life unconsciously competent or unconsciously incompetent. They don't even know what manifesting is. And if you do not know, you will get left behind. You look at all the people in your life. If you do not know how to do this process, you will get left behind in this next generation, this next phase of humanity, because to create your reality, to be the creator of your experience through your mind, through your focus, that is a superpower. And if you are not utilizing that in your business, in your relationships, in your health and well-being, you will get left behind. So this is why it's important to know how to manifest. And this is why it's important to know why those things in your life that you want to manifest aren't manifesting, because there's just this maybe there's a consciously incompetent in there. So let's get into it. The other day I was in conversation with a beautiful friend of mine, and she was feeling really overwhelmed about what's next in her life. So she just turned 30 and she was thinking about, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what to do. I feel like my life should be about getting married, having kids right now, and it's just not looking like that, and I'm feeling really stressed about it. So I just sat down with her and I said, look, you get to decide. You get to choose. If I was to put a blank canvas right in front of you and said, here, paint whatever you desire, what would you paint? Would you pick up the paintbrush and go crazy and draw that Lamborghini and millions of dollars and that dream relationship and that six-pack washboard abs and whatever, right? Would you draw that straight away, or would you think about it? Would you go, oh, maybe not. Oh, that's impossible. Or nah, I'm not ready yet. Or I'm too old for that. Or I'm too young, right? Or would you just get overwhelmed and go, holy shit, like, I get to paint my whole entire life from this canvas board right now? Like, I don't know what I want. I don't know. And that overwhelmment of multiple decisions, that abundance of decisions staring you right in the face, most people will freeze. And then what happens here is most people will then turn to their parents, their friends, their partner. What do you think that I should paint? Here's the thing about this. When you go to another person for advice or feedback, you will then get what they think that you should paint based off their perspective. Everyone is living their own model of the world. And so what they will paint for you will be based off what they believe is possible for you. So the canvas that they draw on for you and they paint for you, the painting that they paint for you, will be limited by their limiting beliefs and their projections of what they think that you deserve, or what they think that you're good at, or what they think that you can do, or what they think is possible. So the danger in asking other people around you in your experience, what should I do, is that you're putting the paintbrush in their hands to then dictate your rest of your life. So when you ask for advice from someone, make sure they're experiencing or have experienced what you are going through, or they're living the life that you want to live. In a previous podcast, I spoke about the 5 steps to manifesting. The first one is ask. Life will cause you to ask every single day. Like every single moment of the day, we are always asking for something. And that ask usually comes from experiencing some level of contrast. Oh, we hit the red lights today. You know what? I would really love a day where I just go straight through green, 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 green all the way. That would be so cool. Or it could be, I can't afford this today. So, you know what? I just want like $1 million in my bank account so then I can go and afford that thing. Or like, I just went on the shittest date. We spoke about nothing and it was so awkward and that person gave me the ick. And like, this is what I want in a partner. And each time you experience something that you don't like, you definitely get really clear on what you do like. So the first step to manifestation is ask. The second one is that it's given. We live in an energetic universe. I said this before. Literally every single thing has a vibrational frequency. We are all energy, okay? Our bodies are communicating to each other unconsciously via energy. It's like when you walk into a room and you can feel the vibe. That is our bodies doing things that we don't even realize. And so if you and I are energy, let's just make it, for example, a relationship, because it's 2 human beings, right? Then if I was to experience a shit relationship or a shit date, I'm then going to ask in my mind, you know what? I'd really prefer someone that actually listens to what I have to say rather than talk about themselves the whole time. Okay. And then automatically that energetically is given. In this universe, there is someone out there that matches that vibration that I just asked for. It is given. Now you're probably like, well, yeah, but if I ask for a Lamborghini, why is it not in my garage right now? And the thing is, there's the third step, which is allow. I want you to really take a hard look at yourself right now. Okay. If I was to ask you, let's say money, because a lot of my clients that have had, like, they've been trying to pay off their mortgage and things like this. Okay. Let's say your goal is money and you want to buy a house and have investments and be a millionaire, whatever your goal is in regards to finances, right? Let's say you have your best friend, your bestest friend in the entire world that you've grown up with, that you love and that you care about. And you didn't really say much about it. You were kind of just like, oh, I'm feeling really broke, or I feel poor, or whatever. I can't afford it. And they turn around to you and say, you know what? I'm going to give you $1 million of my money to you. Or I'm going to give you and buy you that house. I'm going to pay for you forever. Whatever that thing is, right? How would you actually respond in that moment? Most of you, when I say that, would be like, yeah, that's amazing. I would love that so much. But let's be real. Majority of you would go, oh, no, that's way too much. I can't ask you to do that. No, that's too much. I do not expect you to do that for me. Like, I can do it myself. Right? Majority of you would be saying this. And then we have the fourth step, which is maintain. So allow is all about being receptive to your goals, allowing yourself to elevate to the vibration of that of which you want. If you are in scarcity, if you are in this poor mindset, or if you're in hate, if you're in revenge, if you're in sickness and the feeling fat, then you're never going to attract feeling fit. You're never going to attract feeling love. You're never going to attract feeling abundant and rich and wealthy. You're never going to attract these things because one, you're totally not a match to it, and you're not ready to receive that Lamborghini in your garage tomorrow because you wouldn't know what to do with it. Step 4 is maintain. And maintain essentially means maintaining your vibration, maintaining where you're at, maintaining your focus on the positives rather than focusing on the things that you don't want. Because like I said, what you focus on expands. And then we have the 5th step, which is appreciate. And appreciate is essentially talking about how can you, even in moments of contrast where you experience things that you don't really want, how can you have gratitude and appreciation in those moments, knowing that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Knowing that those hard times are getting you ready to be ready so that they're birthing qualities within you to then go out and get that thing that you want, to receive that thing that you actually want to manifest. So if you're following, let's go through just a couple of things I kind of already mentioned already, but let's start with allow, because when you ask, it's given, and there's not much wobbly vibrations going on between there. Like if your manifestations aren't manifesting, it's usually not step 1 or 2, it's usually step 3, which is allow. So like I said earlier, what is your ability to receive? Let's start super minimal. When someone gives you a gift, when someone gives you a compliment, how do you receive that? Do you say, wow, thank you so much? Or do you go, oh, don't be silly. What are you looking at? Are you blind? Or no, you look so good. Don't worry about me. Are you someone that rejects the compliment completely, or do you project it back onto them? Or you're like, no, you're not allowed to get me a gift. Don't get me a gift. Or I'll pay for it. No, don't get me a gift. Don't open the door for me. The simplest things. Most people will refuse. So these are little tests. See these moments as little tests for you on your ability to receive. If you want $1 million+ in your bank account, if you want that dream lover to just like lavish all on you and be spoiling you and be super respectful and kind and all the things that you would want in a partner, and then you can't even receive a simple compliment, I'm like, are you serious? This is all a test. How do you think that you're going to then be at the same vibration match to that of which you want? Same with your health and fitness. If you're not willing to receive a compliment about your body and allow yourself to feel good about yourself, then you're never going to feel good about yourself. I'm just going to let that land. That was good. Most people will argue for their limitations. Most people will argue for where they're at and justify, try and give an explanation of why they are where they are. Most people will resist feeling good because by avoiding feeling good, then they can still hold on to what has kept them in their identity, what reconfirms their addictions, their identity of not being enough or not being good enough, reconfirming those limiting beliefs that have kept you safe until now. Now you're becoming consciously aware of these blocks that actually, you know what, they have served me for a purpose, for a reason until this point, and now I want more. Now I want to have that dream relationship. Now I want to have that body that I've been talking about for so long, that I've been procrastinating. Now I want to have that dream business or dream financial position. Those limiting beliefs that you have, they can't come with you. But most people will argue for that because it feels unsafe. It feels like you're shedding your identity. And if you listen to my You're Going Through a Spiritual Awakening podcast, then you'll definitely resonate. And that was like 1 or 2 ago. So go check that out if you have not already. The next wobbly bits usually come from step 4, which is maintain. How can you maintain that high vibration, right? How can you maintain your energy to match that which you want? like I mentioned earlier, those limiting beliefs will usually come up here. This is like that squiggly gray area between your comfort zone and the unknown zone. It's like the edge. Every time you meet your edge, you're going to have all of those limiting beliefs come up. It's like that stress response, that voice that says you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, you're too young, that you're too old, that it's been done before, that you just maybe should wait, that you can't afford it, that it's impossible and you should be realistic. Usually that voice will come up at your edge every time you meet that, when you decide, I want that Lamborghini in the garage. Okay. And you believe it's possible. Yeah, you're going to have to let go of all the limiting beliefs telling you why it's not. If you want that dream relationship, you're going to have to let go of all the limiting beliefs that tell you that that's impossible and it's not real. If you want that dream body, you're going to have to let go of all of your fears around being seen. You're going to have to let go of all of those limiting beliefs holding you back at step 4. So if your manifestations aren't manifesting, you've probably got some limiting beliefs about why you cannot have that thing. I do a process with clients behind the scenes where I take them through their greatest fears. The conscious mind will have your goals. You will be consciously aware of your goals, I'm sure. But subconsciously, we are run by our subconscious 70 to 90% of the time. And that is always going towards pleasure and away from pain. Most of the time, people will have pain attached to those conscious goals that they want to achieve and wonder why they're not achieving them, or wonder why the things that they want aren't manifesting, is because there's a big giant fear and warning sign saying, if you get really fit or get into that relationship or you have that sort of money, then like, what if you fail? Or what if you succeed? Then what are people going to think of you? Oh my gosh, what are my friends going to think? What are my parents going to think? There's so many things. So that is potentially one of the reasons. The second thing I wanted to talk about is sometimes we go through life and we think that we want this thing and then realize, actually, no, that's not what we wanted. So it's really important that you get clear on your why. I want you to just have a think about those things that come to mind when I'm talking about what is not manifesting for you. Ask yourself, like, why do you actually want it? Do you want it because you in your heart want this and desire this thing? If you receive that, would you get excited about it? Or are you just wanting it to prove a point? Are you wanting it to like be like everybody else? Are you wanting it to mask a wound from your past that you haven't healed yet? There's so many things, and it's really important to get clear on your why. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to finish with just like a manifestation meditation type thing. So if you are driving, please don't close your eyes. You can keep them open. I think just listening to this channel, totally unscripted, by the way, it's just flow. Yeah. You guys know me. You know I love the flow. So if you're just listening, that's totally fine. But if you're driving or you're doing something that you need your eyes open, please do not close your eyes. Otherwise, just like taking some deep breath in and closing your eyes if you can, and it is safe to do so. And I want you to just slow your breathing down. Going in through the nose and out through the mouth or the nose, whatever feels comfortable for you. Great. I want you to bring to mind that one thing that you truly desire. What is that thing that you want to manifest? And I want you to just focus not on the blocks or the things that have been stopping you from achieving that thing. I want you to focus and imagine almost a movie play out in your mind of living life having achieved that thing that you want. So let's say you want a Lamborghini. I want you to imagine you've just bought it. What money did you buy it with? Was it yours? Was it a gift? And then I want you to imagine driving it. I want you to imagine like cleaning it or getting it cleaned, where you're going to park it. That it's a dream house that you want. I want you to imagine living in it, sleeping in your bed. Notice how it feels. I want you to feel into how it would be knowing that you have manifested that thing that you have always wanted. That relationship, just dreaming about what conversations will you be having with this person? How will they touch you? Where would you go? Would you travel together? What experiences would you do? How would they speak to you? What would be their fashion? What about your dream body? I want you to imagine looking in the mirror and just absolutely being so proud of what you see. Noticing the way your body moves. You're in sport, noticing just kicking that goal or achieving that medal, that win. I want you to start just by noticing how your body feels in the having of that thing. What can you physically feel? Do you feel like your lungs expand or do you feel tight? Can you breathe deeply or is your breath short? Is your heart open or does it feel a bit nervous? Does your face feel flushed? Do you feel cold? Do you feel maybe a bit sticky and sweaty? Just noticing physically what your body is doing as you embody the energy of your future. And now bringing your attention back to that movie again, experiencing that desire, how amazing it is to have what you want. And now notice the emotions. What are the emotions that you're experiencing? Is it excitement, love? Is there a little bit of fear, a little bit of uneasiness? What's coming up for you? Just noting them down. And then bringing your awareness back to the movie, what it's like to live your desire. Woo! Yeah. Have that thing manifest. Wow. So exciting. And now I want you to notice the thoughts that come up for you about that thing. What is your mind trying to tell you? That it's already done? That it's your destiny? That maybe it's not? That maybe you don't actually want this thing? Maybe you want more or something different? And that this desire was coming from a place that wasn't what you wanted with your heart. That's okay. Maybe you're excited. Just noticing the thoughts. No judgment with what comes through. And now again, noticing your physical body. How does your physical body feel? Does it feel different? What temperature do you feel? Do you feel stiff? Do you feel flow? Now your emotions. What do you emotionally feel when you picture living life with that desire? And then your thoughts. Just noticing what is coming through for you. This is a really great process that you can use at any time to help you energetically link up your physical body with your manifestations, allowing yourself to feel safe to receive, safe to embody that new level of energy, that new vibration. And it's also a really great opportunity to get clear on whether your goals are actually your true desires. If you are really serious about manifesting the things that you want, then I recommend doing this every morning. Every morning as soon as you wake up, and if you want to challenge, every night as well. For me, I do this every morning, every night, and it has allowed me to manifest some of the most incredible experiences. I trust that you got a lot out of today's episode, and please feel free to share on your story. Like I said earlier, message me if you have any questions about anything, and also go definitely check out my Manifestation Mastery course online at generationelevation.com.au. But otherwise, have an amazing week, and I will see you all very, very soon.
Thank you for being a part of the Generation Elevation community. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a 5-star rating, written review, share, and tag me on Instagram at elise.riley. Until next time, keep loving, keep learning, and keep rising.